We're going to take this business from the public. We'll take this now under the report of the mayor if you'd like to speak.
Thank you for fitting me in at this point, and thanks to the mayor and the councilman for the comments about the golf course. My name is Bill Lolli. I live at 91 Leonard Wood North, and I have been involved in this issue a good bit. I'd like to just take a couple of minutes to expand somewhat on the mayor's comment. Just today, a meeting summary was placed on the Forest Preserve website, and I think it's important maybe that I read a couple of the key points in the summary. It was the consensus of the commissioners to obtain bids on either a valued engineered golf course based on the 2003 master plan or on a no-frills, less costly golf course design. In addition, it was the consensus of the commissioners to continue discussions with the surrounding communities regarding the Fort Sheridan plan options. So I do think that we are looking at the full 18-hole kind of course, but maybe with some innovative approaches to how that's done. I mean, many of us hope that we'll still be favoring toward the 2003 Brian Silva design plan to take full and best use of that wonderful property that exists in Fort Sheridan. And this was a very significant step, probably the most significant step in the last 6 years to move this process forward. So we're all of us that are residents or golfers or anybody that's interested in this we're very pleased to see that. There were some comments that you've made about the planning group. I, maybe selfishly, would like to just throw out that I do think that it's Highwood and Holland Park that need to be the lead there. It concerns me that the cities of Lake Forest and the Park District of Lake Bluff would come with a bit of a negative bias to that table, and therefore, if at all possible, I would hope that the group could be restricted to Holland Park and Highwood, working with Lake County and the Master Homeowners Association of the town of Fort Sheridan. Lastly, I would like to emphasize 3 points that deal with some of the discussion that went on last Tuesday. Councilman Mandel hit on one of them, and that was the idea that this was something that was promised by the developer, and it was just one of these things that a developer does that throws into to sell the homes that are there. And I spoke to that at that meeting. I think it's important for the public to understand that was an absolute commitment by Lake County Forest Preserve. They encouraged the developer to actually talk about the golf course. It also was a key part of a comprehensive master plan, and Rick Nelson and myself were on that planning commission at that time that approved that, and I think you break apart a comprehensive plan like that, and you're really doing disjustice to a whole planning process and so forth. Secondly, the construction costs that some people may have seen in the paper, those we sincerely believe were grossly exaggerated, and so people shouldn't be thinking about the kinds of numbers that they may have seen publicized. And lastly, a number of concerns have been raised about the environmental impact and what the resulting golf course would look like. I think there are promises from Lake County that course will be developed with environment as the #1 guiding principle, as was done with Thunderhawk, and it'll be managed in that same manner. So,
okay. Thank you, Mr. Lyle. But I want to just follow up. Again, I want to reassure you that if communities around us are against this, they're going to be against it at the table or outside of the table. They're going to show up no matter where. Our sense was that we have multiple assets in the area around the fort, and it would be good to work in a comprehensive manner. At this point, the ball's in the County Forest Preserve District's court. They're kind of ahead of that planning meeting. They need to come back with something that we can react to. I think for us, we need to stay in touch with them. We need to work through our county board representatives and on our own as a council and our staff to their staff, and monitor the process, questions about costs and even look at, testing their assumptions about cost, to make sure that we move them towards the goal. But I want you to know that if you see Lake Forest say something, or even the Forest Preserve District, our position here is firm. Our position is firm. We're with you on this. We've been with you on this. We're going to continue to be with you on this. And, obviously we know you can pick up the phone or write us if you're concerned about something, but don't necessarily react to what you see another government that really has no particular influence over us. This is going to be head-to-head with the Forest Preserve District.
Thank you. And I do understand all of that. I just would hope that we don't bring two negative votes to the table, or two groups that would just be looking to drag this process out anymore.
Understood. We're sensitive to that. Thank you. Next, please.
Thank you very much. I'll be brief. My name is David Schabes. I'm also a resident of Fort Sheridan at 85 Leonard Wood North. In addition, the only thing I'd like to add on to Bill's comments are that I was at the meeting last Tuesday as well, and I feel like we really did significantly move the ball forward, the most progress we've seen in a long time. And I think that there was one of the things that contributed to breaking that logjam was the work that was done by some of my fellow residents in going and trying to move the ball forward on our own, because we weren't really seeing any progress with these various government entities. And by some of the residents talking with other golf course developers, convincing them that this golf course could be built for a fraction of the cost of the numbers that were originally being considered, which kind of just made brought the county to inertia. I think it helped considerably. And I would like to ask for a commitment from all of you that when, as Lake County Forest District President Bonnie Thompson Carter talked about creating a new consortium of all the interested parties in the various municipalities, including representatives from the residential community, I'd like to ask for you to make sure that the residents, in whatever kind of capacity, get a full seat at that table, whether it's through our homeowners association or some kind of subcommittee, however that might work. I think we've shown that we can contribute constructively to the process toward the goal that you've proclaimed that you all want to see us achieve finally. So thank you again for your reiterating your commitment, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah, that's a very reasonable request, and we will do that. Thank you. Okay, anything further on the fort? Okay, I have two more items.